Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to your next edition and next episode of What's in Your Cup Conversations. I am your host, your favorite life balance and confidence coach, Consuela Nicole, and you are in for a treat today. As you can see, we have changed our intro music. And if you loved it, and I know you did, just like I did, we're going to talk about that intro here in just a moment and where it came from and how it came about. But I want to know, how are you doing? How is everybody doing today? I know it's been a roller coaster of a week. It's been a roller coaster of the last couple of days, but we are definitely here and we are on, and we are going to make the best of it all. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and jump in and get started, because I've had one of them days where my voice has been doing its own thing for quite some time, right? But I want to make sure that we have ample time with my next guest. And I know I see that there's some difficulties going on with the live stream. I do see everyone on, but I am not able to see the comments right now. Don't know why, but that's technology, and we're going to keep it going, right? So as comments are popping up, I will respond to them and make sure that we all respond to them. So we're going to get started. I know my guest is here. She has been busy in the community. If you have seen the flyers, I am talking about a Las Vegas native, an award-winning singer, songwriter, poet with enough luster to shine even the city of lights. We are talking none other than Dr. Brittany Soul. Brittany Soul is also a leading lady in the spoken word neo-soul genre. She's a gifted performing artist who merges jazz, poetry, R&B, hip hop, and a gospel. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage Dr. Brittany Soul.
Hello.
How you doing, beautiful?
I'm well. My 2-year-old is right here too. He decided to join us.
That's all right. That's what it's all about. We are definitely having some transparent conversations. Let me tell you something. First of all, I got to get used to calling you Dr. Soul, because you earned it, right?
Yes, thank you.
You earned that, and definitely congratulations to you. And I know this particular conversation is going to be amazing, and it's something that's needed because, baby, look, leading up to it, everything was great. These last 2 days, it was like, nope, this conversation is not going to happen. Let me tell you why it is going to happen. So I know we were getting ready for some stuff, right? But I don't know if you heard the new intro.
I did.
You did?
I love it.
So let me explain something to y'all. For everyone that's on and everyone that's coming on, the intro you just heard, and I may have to run it back one more time. I am, because I be grooving to it, right? So I think I'm gonna do that. Hold on. We're gonna run that intro back one more time, just because I can. This is my show. Auntie Tab said, and that's my business, right? So we gonna run this back one more time, because I really want it to sink in for everybody watching, and then we're gonna talk about it, because I need to make sure I give credit where credit is due, and to give love where it's due. We'll be right back, y'all. Don't y'all go nowhere.
Today's a new day, a fresh taste of new grace. Gratitude on the sky high. Today's a new day, nothing the old pass away. Gratitude on the sky high. No more chains, no more masks. Time to make a change. No more holding myself back. The change begins in me. I'm answering the purpose call. Positive
Baby, let me tell y'all, that song, that intro, I want to get it right, was written, arranged, and performed by none other than Dr. Brittany Soul. And it
Yeah,
was produced by Joel, the producer,
that is
right?
correct. You got it on
I
point.
want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. You definitely understood the entire assignment, and I am ecstatic. I've had that song on repeat ever since you sent it over to me, and I'm like, oh my God, this is beautiful. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to debut it the day she's on. So look at that.
Oh, what a day. What a day.
Yes, what a day.
It's
So
my honor.
let me
Yes.
tell you, you are an amazing soul. I had the pleasure of meeting you first. Was it in 2008? It's been a while.
It's been a while for
It's
sure.
been a while. And your voice, your vocals, your energy, your spirit has not changed. It
Amen.
was amazing since the first time I met you.
Amen.
Um, you've been through some things in life, and even some things
Honey.
I didn't know. And we're gonna talk about that because, baby, you are in the wonderful city of Las Vegas, where it's really only this big, right?
Right.
Vegas is a bowl. Nevada, the
It's
state is Nevada,
right.
right? But we talking about the southern side of Nevada, and it's a bowl, right? You
It
can
is
drive around the whole thing in an hour with no traffic. I'm
that
just
part.
saying. I'm just saying. But you went through some seasons in your life, and the city didn't even know you was going through these seasons in your life, right?
You are
You
so
are a mom. You are an entertainer. You are a spoken word artist. You, ma'am, are an author of many. This is the first, but I got some pictures that say you got some stuff in the pipeline. We're gonna talk
absolutely.
about that too, right? You are definitely um your newest accolade, doctor of humanitarian. Is that correct?
Humanities, yeah. It's an honorary
Humanities.
doctorate, doctoral degree of in humanities.
How did
Yes.
that feel? How did that
Oh
feel?
my gosh, honey, imposter syndrome pulled through like it do. When I tell you, you know what? You know what's crazy is, and of course my 2-year-old wants to tell it. But
Uh-huh.
what's crazy is I want to say it was a, you know what, it might have, was it the same? You know, it was the next year. So the year before the doctoral degree, um, I've been going for my like associates for like ever, right?
Okay.
So I want to say maybe 5 weeks before graduation, my
Mhm.
advisor was like, "Hey, did you file for graduation?" Again, when you're a mom, you're an entrepreneur, you're a small business owner, you're a full-time employee, you're a student, you got all these things going on. You do what you can. It's diligence.
Right.
It's finishing the race. And I was like, "Huh?" And she was like, "Did you go ahead and sign up for graduation?" I'm like, "Well, I have a couple classes left." She said, "Girl, sign up for them. And as long as you're enrolled, go ahead and walk." Honey, Linda, I was so I dealt more with, and it's crazy, but I dealt more with imposter syndrome with that experience
Okay.
than I did with the honorary doctorate. Even though the doctorate obviously is like boop, 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 level up.
Right. Right.
And it's so wild, but I'm sitting there and it was so surreal. If it wasn't for a few of my friends that surprised me and were taking pictures of the big mega, the Megatron TVs and everything, I would have been like, did this really happen? Right. So then the next year, I'm literally on my way to an event. It was a Healing to Health Summit. And I'm there
Ooh.
with everyone from clergy, clergy or lay people to people that have doctorates in lots of fields, mental health, behavioral health, like just all kinds of stuff. And
Right.
I was getting ready to perform there, but they refer to me as a healer, even though they got all these pieces of paper. But on my way to that event, I was like, God, I kind of want to get, like get involved in a program, something dealing with like ministry, but like, and it's just a thought, right? I'm literally on my way to the event. By the end of the event, a woman approaches me and she says, "Are you interested in an honorary doctoral degree?" And I was like, huh? Here we go. And this is not an easy thing. I talked to you about it, and I'm so grateful that I did. But I was speaking to you, and I'm like, I got to write a 40-page dossier about my life. I have to relive moments that I've not revisited in so long. And when I tell you, like, everything, you have to be nominated, you have to be vetted, and then you have to be selected. And I'm telling you, like, that honorary doctoral degree is not a degree you can earn academically. When I tell you, when I was there in California preparing to accept it, it was a different experience. It was a different experience. That the imposter syndrome still tries to come, of course, but especially because I was the youngest one of my class on top of it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was the youngest. Well, I think there were 70 of us for 2020.
A big class, yeah.
And but there was something about that felt like you're just being called into your purpose. That's it.
Yeah.
And you reminded me, work that you've been doing, those are the seeds you've been sowing. It's not something you try to write up and hurry up and cram and try to earn something. You're doing the work. God is just appointing you. And I was like, whew. So yeah, it's been blowing my mind. I'm still getting used to it.
I love it. Right. And we're going to talk about accolades. So we're talking about what's in your cup, right? And we're talking about, the accolades of your doctorate, your mom, right? Your entertainer, all these things that are in your cup. But you got something else in your cup. What was you doing in the community? I see face paint. That tells me you went from one event to the next. What's going on with the face paint?
It's giving Inquisitive Ivy.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, just today I helped to put on a citywide event for Caesars Entertainment, and it was a spring fling event. And when I tell you, we had everything from, of course, face paint and egg decorating, but I almost got stuck in a freight elevator with a llama. Longer story. But
no, ma'am.
But yes, it was an amazing, successful event. We brought different pieces of the community together. It was amazing. It was amazing. So I'm still in it's giving circus Easter egg.
I love it. I love it. So you're still out in the community. You're still smiling. You're still doing all the things, being beautiful, being the Brittany Soul that I met so many years ago, right? If anyone would have told me then that I would be sitting here with you now, I would have told them they was a tale. Yeah, right.
With a beautiful
platform. We were at Cork and Thorn with our dear beloved brother.
Yes.
And one of the first things you asked me, you was like, "Do you sing too?" No. I don't sing. I use the mic for other things, but I definitely don't sing. It's like, okay. And you went on and did your thing and blew it out the box. I was like, oh my God. All of that sound coming from that little bitty body. Wow.
Thank you.
So let me ask you. So I have to put it out there that what's in your cup now was not always what was in your cup, right? So we just briefly talked about who is Dr. Brittany Soul right now today. Absolutely. But if I ask you the question, who was Brittany years ago? How would you respond? Who was she?
Brittany, you know what a lot of people don't know, and I don't even know if you do, but when I met you, I was married.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. I was married almost 9 years. We were together almost 12, and few people actually seen him at the actual events because
Mm-hmm.
we were on the
The
southern
deep
end of
side.
that of that union.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it that
Okay.
way. So Brittany Soul then years ago was um I was a romantic who was in a very what felt a very lonesome relationship. And
Mm-hmm.
I was still giving my light, still celebrating other people's love, still being vulnerable as we have to be, not only as an artist, but as a curator, as
Yeah.
a show MC, mistress of ceremonies, host. I literally was giving and giving and giving, even though my cup wasn't being replenished
Mm-hmm.
until I had to take a break, which did
Yes.
happen.
Right. Right. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I know we've had some conversations outside of here, and then of course I have your bio. Um, I'm gonna jump in.
Let's
I
go.
asked you.
I should have brought a cup.
I, I you should have had your. You didn't
I
get your
don't know what I'm
delivery.
doing. I got essential oils though.
Wait a minute. You didn't get your delivery. You should have had a special delivery.
Uh,
I'm gonna need you to go check your mail, ma'am.
okay, my mail's down the street though. It's
If
not
you
in
know
my.
what I know, you need to go check your mail.
I
Um,
will. I will.
so I asked you for, even though I love the new Brittany, I love the Dr. Brittany Soul. I love her to pieces, right? And everything about her. I asked you for a very, very specific picture.
You did.
My statement to you was share with me a picture where on the outside to the world and to the city, you look like you had it all together and you was blessed hand over fist. But on the inside, you were completely broken into pieces.
Hmm.
This was the picture you sent to me.
Yes, honey. That I call it the golden dress. Um. Woo, child. Okay. Yeah. Let's go.
You want to tell us about that picture? Because
I will.
I know you were on your way to perform. You
Yes.
performed
I
the day you
actually
took this
hosted
picture.
and curated that night, an entire show.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so this picture, whew, okay. In this picture, I was I was hosting, it was January 2021, and I was hosting at Cork and Thorn, as you mentioned earlier. So it's a classy wine bar
Mm-hmm.
here in Las Vegas. And well, they're more than that now, but still at the time.
Right.
And I had worked mostly through the pandemic. So although a lot of venues were closed, I was still running the show. People were still showing up and unable to be seated because of capacity issues, which was kind of uncomfortable for me, but whatever. It was considered successful. I was
Yes.
doing several events. I was smiling. But literally the same day that this picture was taken, I watched my body from the ceiling. I had an outer body experience because I was attacked, basically.
Jesus.
I was in an unhealthy relationship and there was a lot of jealousy. That is a whole list. But with where I was at in this moment, I put the wig on to cover a big bruise on the side of my forehead.
Are you serious?
I've never I'm gonna say I'm one of those people where God has spoken to me through visions and dreams and things since I was a kid. But the way that I looked down at my body that day, my physical body was not sure what was going on. Apparently, I was being apparently I was being strangled until my consciousness left. So my body did not understand what was going on. But as I'm up, and I know this sounds crazy, but honey, we got crazy stories for days. Dr. Soul. As I'm
Right.
looking down at my body from the ceiling, I'm watching what's happening. And when I returned to my body, my mouth, my physical mouth said, "What did you do?" And he felt terrible in the moment, but he was like, nothing, nothing. But everything, it starts returning to me, and it starts like my spirit and my soul or my body all start figuring, like communicating, or however you want to call it. And I was like, that's not true. And he's like, I'm not some beast, listen, honey, that this picture represents me choosing to stand up, to take my power, to continue with what I had to do and not allow my circumstances to stop me. It was not a fake smile. That's one thing I will say. They say, oh, you're hiding, behind your smile. I've never hidden behind a smile. If I've mustered up a smile, I fought for that smile. I put in work for that smile. I made a decision to give my smile. I've never hidden behind anybody's smile. So even this little slight, grin or whatever you want to call it was still me saying, I'm taking my power and I'm going to leave this situation because I got to, or I'm going to leave me. Pretty much.
Baby, you literally, but you lost your life that night, is what I heard you say. You had a complete out of body experience where you were looking down on your lifeless body.
And I hate to say it wasn't the first time. I hate to say it wasn't the first time. I can tell you that it was the last time.
Amen. 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 Okay, we can take that. We can take that,
honey. Woo!
The fact that you got up and made the conscious decision to take your life back.
Absolutely.
And went and did a powerhouse of an event the same night. Right?
Whew.
You said you let it happen to you and not in you. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I want to first give you kudos and give you your flowers for getting up, because everybody don't have the courage to do so. What can you tell? Because that was a lot, and that was a lot of room taken up in your cup. So once you dumped that out of your cup was just about empty. Right?
It's so funny. It's so funny. It's I don't know. Just as you said that, before I answer your question, just as you said that, as you're pouring your cup out, I just thought this thought. It's almost like there are plenty of things that are eager to pour into your cup. If your cup is full of whatever, then it can't be full of whatever else, right? But for me, it was a mixture of emptying and filling that allowed me to step out. It's almost like when you say, okay, you got to tear down the lies of the enemy, right? Your negative self-talk. But you can't not replace it with something, right?
Right.
You have to replace, oh, I'm just some victim to, you know what, I am victorious. Because otherwise something else is going to come and fill that cup in that same space.
Right.
And that was what was transpiring. I would love to say that the season right after that was an amazing one. I went through a wilderness season immediately following that decision. I went through a what a lot of people don't know, as you alluded to earlier, I'm running events, I'm doing things in town, I'm being a mom, but I went through a transition period because unfortunately, somewhere in the mix of everything, I became pregnant.
Okay.
Whether I was conscious or not is a whole nother story. It's my 2-year-old, and he's a blessing. And he's an absolute blessing. And God wanted him here.
Yes.
but it was
Amen.
tough. 10 months out of my 9-month pregnancy, I was in transition. I was in transition. Let me explain something to you. I
Please
have family in town.
explain it.
So for the fact that I was staying in Airbnbs and hotels, like I was on tour, honey. and and
What?
and managing a pregnancy and my self-worth and my confidence and my faith all at once. And when I showed up at the show, I kept every engagement I had already agreed to, whether I wanted to go or not, because that's the way my integrity is set up. But there were some days, and then there was actually a period of time in May. I wish I sent you that picture. I did 6 events in 8 days, and nobody knew. Nobody knew, but you know what? God preserved me through that experience. I sold more books. Right after that, I took I took a break. I got more awards the year I took a break than I had all of my years in my career. Just that year of me pulling back to preserve me and to focus on my newborn. When I tell you, my story is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Baby,
And
I'm
most people
still.
didn't know.
So you were in the midst of a transition, Airbnbs and hotels and whatnot,
While pregnant.
while pregnant. So you pushed through this storm. You are dancing through this storm when many people would have buckled and just sat down and fell down. And
Mm-hmm.
what can you tell the next person?
I
What can
almost certainly.
you tell that
Mm,
mom, that next
my-
whoever that's going through this, no matter if it's from domestic violence, from transitioning, what words can you tell them?
Absolutely. Oh, my pleasure. I want to say, when I was experiencing what I refer to as the wilderness season of my life,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't blame anyone, because when we experience pain, the first thing we look for is somebody whose fault is it, who to blame. I took responsibility for the areas I could. I wasn't upset or holding on to offense for people that didn't help me. And to be honest, a lot of people didn't know because I didn't say anything. Right? I didn't tell. I had a very small circle that I felt like I could trust, and I leaned
Right,
on them for emotional support. I
right,
have this perspective. I don't want pity. I really didn't, even then. But it's not about pride either. It was about power. And anyone that I spoke to about my situation, if they were going to offer me pity or encourage me to be proud, oh, they should be doing this, and okay. I didn't need that. I needed power. I needed someone to say, pull your chin up. You got this, girl. You got
mm-hmm.
this. And that's the thing about it. Emotional support can do a lot more than anything else. But what I'll say to you, if you can
Absolutely.
relate to any parts of the bit of my story that I've shared so far,
Right.
keep your faith. If you don't continue talking to God, continue crying out, continue holding your head up in the day and crying out to God at night if you have to. But whatever you do, understand this: there is so much more power in you than you know. And no, you don't have to go through everything. Everything is not punishment. No, you don't have to go through hell just
Mm-hmm.
to get back on your feet. But if and should you find yourself in circumstance, understand that you are so much greater than that. And that's not how you go. I had to tell myself, this ain't how I go. It's a line from Big Fish, this movie. And it's like these crazy scenarios. He's in a big fish's mouth or a shark or whatever. And he was like, wait a minute. That's not how I go. And that's exactly what I had to tell myself. This ain't it. I had to strive to keep my mental and emotional health. It looked like jacuzzi baths. It looked like foot detoxes. It looked like resting if I didn't have anything else in me. But I said, one thing's for sure, I'm gonna make it through this, and this ain't how I go.
And you did. And you did. Let me tell you, because I went and stalked your pages, and I said pages because you have a few of them. And I know you had a whole plethora of events that just took place. But first, I want to bring to the forefront the first book that is definitely out and available, Key of Love. I love the book. Y'all think I'm playing. I got my autograph copy. Y'all look. Oh, y'all don't need to read that. I got my autograph copy. I'm just saying. Get your book. It's poetry like no other, right? Matter of fact, there's one I'm actually going to share. The newest one I'm not going to share here because I want them to go get that from your page, right? But I do want to share one of my favorite pieces from you, right? Let's see. We're gonna see if it'll let me do this the way I want to do this, right? Let's see, because I want everybody to hear this.
"17 or maybe even essence. Some say the only purpose is for credible evidence to inevitable life
Let's
lessons.
start that over.
Some say you'll never see these on the covers of magazines like Cosmopolitan, 17 or maybe even Essence. Some say the only purpose is for credible evidence to inevitable life lessons, and some think them bruises, excuses of abuse, bad relationships, shoe prints, but my marks are beautiful. And some may say, see what happened was explaining gained or lost pounds or the combo were just combos off the $5 menu. Then you've got those that have had surgery in and for places to look like top models who are really not models. So the plastic bottles can befriend you. But see, me and my imperfections are beautiful. And I happen to know a man who loves me for more than just my blush. But even if he didn't embrace my imperfections so much, I'm a moving masterpiece. Mere strokes of God's brush. I'm in tune with God's touch. And he designs me. He refines me. Reminds me I'm beautiful. So if they never see you on the covers of magazines like Cosmopolitan, 17, or maybe even Essence, I just want you to think, you know what? I just may start a magazine for naturalists and send it to each and every one of them as a present, or a fashion show where virtue and character determine my selection. Because every time I've checked reality, character was beautiful. Virtue even the more. So if you never see me on those covers, I want you to think 2 words when you think Brittany Soul. Y'all ready? So what? Because I'm beautiful. And so are you.
I love it. I love it. That has always been one of my favorite pieces from you. And with that being said, you may not be doing the actual magazine, but baby, you got some books coming out, y'all.
Yes.
Dr. Brittany Soul Sharp is about to blow up the book world. Like, seriously.
We got stuff to say. We have stories to tell. We have encouragement to give. We have so much to share in this lifetime. And I was like, let's go. I don't know why, but I do these like growth spurt things. I'm sure it's inspiration, but it'll be growth spurts. And I created every single one of these titles myself, except the bottom right one, which will be changing. But
Okay.
yes. Crazy.
I love it. So you get these spurts, and you get, because it's already in you. And I've told you this before, it's there already. And God is just waiting on you to get it from here to paper for the world to see, because you and I still got some more work to do.
Oh yeah.
I think I got a few more theme songs, title songs.
Of course.
I got a few more events. We got a couple of stages we need to tackle together. I'm just saying, right? So in the midst of that, you also, wait a minute, that's not what I want to show. Your next upcoming event.
Yes.
Right.
Rims and Rhythms. Yes, this
What
is gonna be
is
fun.
it?
Yeah,
What
this
is
is gonna be
Rims
fun.
and Rhythms?
It's actually going to be a combination of things. It will entail an intimate concert. And, first let me shout out Sigma Gamma Rho, because they're actually who are booking me and the sensational Chris Williams. I've done a
Yes.
few events with them, and they always do it in style. They always do it in excellence. So this event will be at, I believe, Sight and Sound Event Center, which I
Okay.
haven't been to in years. So I'm excited about that. They've done a lot of like changes and things like that. But it'll entail, of course, an intimate concert where myself and Chris Williams will be performing. But there will also be like a mixology class where attendees will learn how to make several drinks throughout the night. I mean, by a professional, not just like, hey, everybody throw something in the cup. No, like, just so that you can enjoy yourself. There also will be, when they say small bites, these things are always amazing.
Okay.
So it's going to be a great night. It's going to be an amazing night for sure.
So Las Vegas
Mhm.
and the surrounding area. Make sure you get your tickets, go out and support. Get the mixologist classes in, because your girl like a cocktail every now and again, even
Let's
though I can't have them
go.
all. But I'm saying
Mhm.
I do like my mixed drinks at times, right?
Mhm.
So, Brittany, I love you, and I got it, Dr. Soul. I got to do it. You earned that title. You've earned that title. When we talk about being beautiful, and you and I have talked about it before. You have talked about, you know, always having a genuine smile. Coming
Yes.
inches of losing your life one way or the other, being
Mhm.
in transition and still pushing and still shining, because you are truly lighting up stages, right?
Mhm.
What does it mean for you? Because we're living in a cancel society, right? Where everybody's part of the cancel culture, especially in wonderful Southern Nevada. Nevada, Las Vegas area, Southern Nevada has its own little thing, right?
Yeah, of course.
What does it mean? Because if you don't meet someone else's standards here, you can't fit in here, or
Mhm.
vice versa, right? So somewhere the lines, you're flawed to somebody.
Of course. Of course.
What does it mean to you to be beautifully flawed and not care?
And I love that. So I feel like, and this is just my mentality, one of the hugest compliments I can receive is genuine. I feel like I'm not applying myself to this life and doing everyone a disservice, including myself, if I'm anything but authentic, if I'm anything but genuine. And I happen to be passionate about growth. So for me, it's an ongoing process of me becoming better, becoming this, becoming that, right? But one thing I don't even say it right, I'm sure. When people say, I would rather people love me or hate me for what I am than to love me for what I'm not.
Ooh.
I embrace I believe that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Even the areas that I may feel insecure about or I may be concerned about, the things that are changeable, there's still hope if I'm breathing. But if they're not changeable, were they meant for me? Like so either way, I feel like embracing I'm very big on that. Like there's only one you in this whole entire existence, not just world, not just right now, but out of all the centuries and all the millennia, there's only one you. So why
Mm-hmm.
not be the best you can be? And that's how I feel. Yes, there are some things that I wish I could change, and there's some things I will. And I'm working on
Right.
it. But
Right.
in the meantime, I support people that embrace who they are now as they're being motivated and inspired to be better.
Okay. I love that. I love that. So I know I said I had some announcements to make,
I'm
right?
ready.
Besides, besides, besides debuting the new theme song, first and foremost, right?
Hmm.
We are 6 episodes in to What's in Your Cup conversation. You are guest number 6.
Woo!
We debuted January 3rd of 2024.
That is huge.
We are completely booked for 2024.
What?
We have no more open guest slots for
Honey.
2024. We are now
Honey.
accepting guests for
For 2020.
2025.
Second of all, first of all, I just gotta chill. Because you know what?
Baby.
You and I talked about this before you even hit that launch button.
Right.
Stolen voice where? Stolen
Right.
stolen voice where? How?
Right. Because as you know, I went 6 months with just about no voice whatsoever.
Whew.
I was truly in my season of silence and pause from May 19th, 2023 to where I could not talk more than 30 minutes for the day. So in the midst of all of this, I'm writing, and I keep journals everywhere. Like, for real, I keep journals everywhere. And I'm writing, and this was something that God told me I was going to do. I was like, huh? What? I'm going to do who? Oh, okay.
Listen.
So we don't know, right? And
we don't see. Ooh, I got to tell you two
to
things.
the holiday, and he says, now, huh?
It's that hunt for me.
Who am I supposed to be talking to? Who is supposed to have these conversations? And he said, just go. They will come. Dr. Soul, you are guest number 6, and we are completely booked for the remainder of 2024.
I'm excited. I'm so proud of you and
but
excited for you. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. 2025 is about to be like,
baby.
And we ain't even good into 2024.
We still in first quarter, right? I mean, for real.
Literally. Listen, acceleration. You just mentioned 2025, and there's something I want to share about it too that you just helped me think about. But first, I want to say shout out to everybody in the comments and everybody tuning in. I'm honored to be on this platform. I'm honored to join the conversation with Miss Consuela Nicole. Such a beautiful spirit, such a beautiful light. I'm so honored. I'm number 6, and I'll probably be number 60 or something. You know, who knows? 600, whatever. You know,
you're coming back. It don't matter.
We're gonna work that out. But no, there's for 2025, speaking of it, I've been invited to a residency, an art residency in a castle in France for so small story. Because I know I've been telling God I want to travel more anyway, and I had a passport with 0 stamps on it. But no, growing up, I used to tell myself that I'm some princess. And, you know, one day the king or the queen of whatever country I'm a princess, they're going to come get me. So when I got this invitation, it's a selection. I guess they said 20% of applicants get accepted. And I got this acceptance letter, and it's in France. And I don't know nothing about conversion rates and all this, but I qualified for a scholarship for like a third of it, of the cost, and I'm looking it up, and this thing is a whole castle, honey.
Oh, we be leaving. We talked about you going international. We talked about that. It's time. This is it. Baby, we are pouring into your cup. We are refilling. We are filling up your cup to flowing over. You have the overflow that you're going to be serving from your saucer, baby.
Yes.
Your cup will not go empty again. You have planted the seed, and you are still planting seeds. Amen. This is your season.
Let's go.
I am proud of you.
And I'm proud of you too.
I'm a travel. I travel, baby. I travel.
Let's go.
I'm saying. So before we end, before we end, Brittany, I got to do it. Exciting news. Congratulations. Thank you. Keep going. We got to do it because I try to keep, we try to stay within the 45 minutes because we being mindful of people's times. But when God is moving. You can't stop him, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are your final words for the people? If they don't remember nothing else you said, first of all, where can they find you?
Absolutely.
Anything we haven't talked about of what's coming up next, and what should they remember you have said if they don't remember nothing else?
Absolutely. You guys can find me at BrittanySoul.com. I'm on a lot of the social medias, not all of them. I got a 2-year-old, amen. But BrittanySoul.com. It's on the screen as well. I actually have a very important project to plug. It's called Clearer Waters. It is my probably 10-year plus baby that I've been working on and brewing and cooking. And when I tell you it, the title alone is indicative that you've gone through some storms and now you're setting sail to clearer waters. And that's the title was given before I went through half of the stuff the project is talking about. So I know it's divine, and I'm prayerful that comes out this year, later this year. And what I'll say is, love beautifies, love heals, and sometimes love is something you choose. So definitely walk in love, walk in light for sure, and keep your faith, bruh.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. All right, beautiful people. You heard it here. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us for this episode of What's in Your Cup Conversation with the beautiful Dr. Brittany Soul. Until next time, everybody, we'll see you then. Have a
Let's
good night.
go. Thank you.